Hello! Welcome once again to PHP 101 Screencast with me, Phil, from BHP Web Design. Yes, it's a shocker. 2 screencasts within a very short period of time. Let me just do this because I just realised how much reflection you're getting. Oh, that feels weird. Right. So sorry about yesterday's screencast. It was not my greatest. I was very, very tired. I'm tired now. You can probably see blackness under my eyes right now, but we soldier on. Yesterday's screencast was more just actually an experiment to see about how these will get on the new headset and microphone, which sounded all right actually. I must give it that. The audio quality was really good. Hey, thumbs up for that one. And trying out this new software that I got that lets me do this lower 30 stuff, which I think worked, apart from the flashes of black. But there's not much I can do about that. I've got some ideas on how I can get that going better. Whether it'll work, I don't know. So anyway, on to today's screencast. Just to warn you, I'm within 24 hours recording the last one. Whether this will be up within 24 hours, I don't know, because I'm having some slight issues with my internet connection at the moment. But yeah, so here we go. Anyway, so what is today's one? Today's one is a intro to OOP PHP Part 2, or as I like to call it, Take 2. I realised today, how bad yesterday's one was. Well, I realised it yesterday after I finished recording it, but it was late. It was like border on midnight at the time I figured it out. But anyway, so what I've thought is to pretend that one didn't happen. I'm not going to delete it because it was funny. Why not? But I'm going to start again basically for you. Telling you an idea, concept around OOP PHP, object orientated. So, how about without further ado, I jump into it. Okay, I keep pointing over there because I have a screen that's over there. I would show you, but the camera I have is fixed on there, so I can't really show you. So I could do that perhaps. That might work. This could be very, very, very random indeed. If I just do that, and then go like that. Is it going to correct itself? You can. Oh, there is some slight image problems. I may have frozen up briefly. There we go. It just has it doesn't have the screen there. That's basically what I'm looking at. That seems so random. In fact, it's probably be best if I actually just go. What am I doing? I'm doing something really random right this second. Delaying the start of my screencast. This is no polished screencast here, I tell you. No. Next. This will all hopefully make sense in a moment. Right, you may hear a buzz in a moment. It'll make sense in a moment. And I'm just going to quickly just do something. There we go, that's the buzz I was waiting for. I don't know if you did actually hear that or not, but there we go. This is not the time for me to run slow, I'll tell you that now. Come on. Come on. Do you want to know what's running slow? I'll show you. This is what's running slow. That is an email address you can contact me on, by the way. I'm just going to quickly do this though, back, because there's certain emails which you're not necessarily meant to see. Come on. All I'm trying to do is just show you what I'm seeing on this other screen, which you can kind of see. But there we go. I'm being weird. Sorry. Come on. Open. See what I mean? I'm having internet problems. Oh, that's how bad an internet problem I'm having. There you go. You can now see that was a live photo of the screen I have there. Ready to go. Aren't you so glad I did that now? But anyway. I'm so sorry. I've lost the plot. Right. OOP. Here we go. Yes. And now my computer is starting to crash. Hopefully it's still recording and I'm not frozen. Oh, I may have come back to life. I don't know. I'm going to get on with it while it's still working. Yeah. So, over to my other screen. Now, what I've done from yesterday is I have just gone through and deleted everything. This is starting afresh, maybe. I said this is take 2. And I've even got a text editor that's going to work, hopefully for me, Komodo. So there we go, it's even better. So, what am I going to do? Right, let's just start off as always, which is always good, add an index.php file. Not in there, an index. Right, and there we go. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a folder, and I'm going to call it classes. And inside here is going to be nothing at the moment. So anyway, we have our index.php, and in our index, just open the tag, just because it's always a good idea. So literally, I have an empty, full-on empty PHP file, and nothing else so far, and a folder called classes. Now, I'm going to, instead of doing what I did last time, this time I'm going to work on the principles of a house. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create in there a new file, and I'm going to call it house.php. And let's think now. Open the PHP tag, and I'm going to give it a namespace of classes, and I'm going to call a class of house. Right, this is starting my object just by calling it class and name. This is starting my object, hence object orientation. Now, in a house you need 4 walls, perhaps. No, that's not making much sense, is it? Shall we actually be better? I'm going to call this house. There's an umbrella class, but I'm not going to have anything in it. It's just going to be an empty umbrella class. Next, though, what do you have in a house? Okay, in a house you have rooms. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another new file, like so, and I'm going to call that room.php. And what I'm going to do in here is open my PHP tag again, give it a namespace of classes, and then make a class called a room. Now what I'm going to do is because a room is inside of a house, so yeah, it's a subdivision thing of a house, I'm going to do what's known as an extension. Okay, I briefly kind of mentioned extensions yesterday in the last screencast, but didn't do anything with them or tell you any more. I just told you they existed. So what I'm going to do is house is just there. So what I'm going to do is just underneath namespace here, put in a use statement. I'm going to use classes, and class is called house that I'm going to use. And where it says classroom, I'm just going to go extends house. So there we go. Right. Anything that would be in this now, in this class, yes, there's nothing there at the moment, but anything that would be in there would carry on over to here and be accessible to room. So I'll tell you, actually, let's put something in it. I'm going to put in I'm going to get it to store a house number, because that's something that is particular to a house. Okay, now you have three ways of putting stuff in classes. I briefly said about this last time. I'm going to say it again this time. You have a public way, you have a protected way, and a private way. Okay, public is accessible anywhere. Anything in theory can access a public item. Protected is only accessible to anything that's within this class or that extends it. So therefore room extends house, so therefore room would have access to a protected item. Private, however, it's only accessible within the house class, not outside, nowhere else, literally just inside this house class. Nothing else has access to it. Okay, this is just a way of stopping code interfering with each other. If you're passing on code to someone else, stops them messing around with it, and it just kind of, I want to say it adds a layer of security to your code, but that seems wrong to say that almost. It does just do it, simple as. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a variable that's available to everything that extends house. Okay, so therefore I want to make a variable of house number, and I'm going to make it protected. So go protected $house underscore number, not number, number, and we're going to dot block it by just going at it's a var, and it's going to be an integer. There we go. That's number. Right. I can't remember how good Komodo is with PHP and bringing through dot blocking, but there we go. Yeah, we were going to want a way of sorting out the house number, making it programmable or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to make this public, a public setter and getter. So what I'm going to do is literally just go public function, and I'm going to set house number and dollar number, and then I'm also going to make a getter. Right, this is how you declare a function inside a class in OOP. Okay, you say which kind of state it's in, so therefore this is public, so therefore it's accessible to anything even outside of the class. You then specify it's a function, and then give it the function name, and then inside these brackets you put in anything that can be passed to that function. So in this case, this could be a number passed into it. Okay. Now to populate this with this, what we're going to use is the $this statement. $this statement will basically saves you having to go through and go, the house class this blah blah blah. Okay, it knows where it is, it knows what it has access to. So you just go $this like that, and then type in the name of the string it's going to store it. So house underscore number. Say variable. I get told off calling it a string at work, I tell you. House number, and get space equals space, $number. So there we go. That is now populating house number with the number that we pass into it. One thing I'm going to do, which is always useful to do on a setter, is also then just go return $this. Now, just by doing that, what I'm doing then is returning this class. So, say you have 8 setters, okay? You in theory can daisy chain the setters off each other using these kind of arrows, you may want to call it. You can daisy chain them all together and then put in all the information you need to do, because you're returning the class every time by doing that return this. It allows you to, it just saves time, effort typing in the long run. Excuse me while I drink. But there we go. So that's always good to do. I'm wondering how intelligent this is going to be. Not very, but there we go. So let's block this. So it's set house number at var int. Oh no, it's param. Sorry. And then at return classes house. Right, that's that documented. There we go, that's better. So that's now documented. If stuff's done properly in the right programs, it passes through a bit better. So anyway, that is how you're going to set this. Now, so that's using the setter. Now for the getter, we're going to want to return any information this holds. So what we're going to do is simple, really simple. Just type in return $this and then house underscore number. Done. There we go. Dot block. Return int integer, and that's it. Actually, that's all I need to put into that. So there we go. That is our house class. It's nice. Right. Now, so that's what we're going to need for that. Moving on to rooms. Now, what's going to happen now is with this room class, it's going to allow us to put in information that every room in a house has in common. Okay, or just set that kind of information. So every room in a house has walls. Okay. So any setting and getting information to do with the amount of walls a room has, why not put it in this class here? Make sense? So let's do that then. So let's go protected and $walls. Right. So that's kind of on its way, starting. Komodo is really getting on my nerves. I'm going to try and just fire up my NetBeans in the background here. See if I can get it to play ball with me tonight. It might not. Again, it might do. If I can find it now. I do seem to have a lot of applications. Let's try that. Do you know what? I'm going to pause a moment, get it going, and I'll be right back. Right. Welcome back. Sorry about that short break. Hopefully you can read this. I think you can. This will just work better for me. Right, where was I? Room. That's it. Room has walls, so we want to set how many walls a room has. So I'm just going to do a public function and set walls number and go $this walls right. Ah, there we go. So much better. So set walls. So now we have the function to set how many walls a room has, and we want the function to be able to get them as well. So public function get walls. Return $this walls. Oh, I just realised actually I've missed putting that in there. You can see already why NetBeans is. I would have liked to have used it beforehand. I've just somehow managed to get it working though properly, which is nice. Anyway, so now we have our house information and we have our room information. That is shared, basically. All the rooms in the house only share the same house number. Excuse me. Every room in the house is going to have a number of walls, so that information is shared. So, excuse me again. So far, this is kind of all extended from each other. You may be thinking, what the hell are you doing? Trust me. There we go. Right, so now let's make a new file. I'm going to make a new PHP file. And I'm going to call this one bedroom. So we've gone from a house to a room to a type of room, in this case a bedroom. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the bedroom, first I'm going to give it the namespace of classes, and I'm going to give it the class of bedroom, And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend room with it, because I say it's a type of room. So I've got that there, and it goes extends room. Hopefully this is making sense to you. And because this is playing up, I'm wondering if I can options, just change the color styles for you. Try and stop it playing up on you. Whether you'll be able to read that one, I don't know. Oh, that's going to be nasty. No, it's still going to play up. Let's just change this again. We have class of bedroom, extends room. This is really not working for me at the moment. I just hope, above hope, you can read that. I may need to restart NetBeans, which is going to be annoying if I have to do that. But anyway, so what does a bedroom have that a general room doesn't? Well, it has beds. Okay, so we have protected dollar beds, and that's going to be a type of int dollar beds. And we need a setter and getter for it, so set beds. Oh, helps if I do my function public and function set beds. Dollar this beds space equals space dollar number, and return this. Sorry, that was me growling because nothing is quite going right with me the last 24 hours. And then we're going to have a public function, the getter for it, so right. So, try and remember where we are at. We have a house. We have a way of setting a house number. In this room, we have rooms within the house. We have a way of setting how many walls a particular room has. And then we go away saying how many beds there is in a bedroom. Okay. So let's start actually using these setters and getters that we have. Now everything is extending from house. Now I'm coming in at the bedroom level, so therefore all these functions in these two files are accessible to me from the bedroom file. Simple. So what I'm going to do is then do a require once. Apparently you don't need to put in brackets anymore, which is quite shocking. Actually, I wonder if I can. Oh no, I haven't got a namespace on it, so I can't quite use my use statements. So just do require and then do a instantiate the class. So dollar bedroom new and bedroom. I might need to put a use statement in after all, actually, because it's the way that was just moaning. Right. So now, all going well. I go dollar bedroom. Now you'll see I have all these functions available to me. So I'm going to firstly set the house number. Okay, so the house number is going to be number 55. Now, because I've done return this afterwards, I then get, I get returned a house, which is a bit. So let's go back to front. So let's set bedroom, set beds. There's 2 beds in this house, okay? Now, because I did return this makes sense to me now, I have access to instantly go back and set some else. So let's go to set how many walls. Bid house 4 walls, because that just makes sense. And the set the house number, and the house number is going to be 55. Okay. Now we've set all information across all 3 of these classes off 1 line of code. Brilliant. But what use it? Well, here we go. Now, if I just go echo welcome to this house. It has I'm going to say welcome to this house. It has echo dollar bedroom get beds beds. Let's echo now dollar bedroom number is here we go. Big reveal time. So this is probably the most boring and crappiest introduction ever, but there we go. This is an image of the first part. We have now our house information there. One information we're going to be able to store on the house so far is a house number. We have it's being stored here, but then we have a setter and a getter that are both public that allow us to set this protected function. No protected variable. Okay. Then we have a room class which extends from the house. Okay. Which breaks down into a bit more information, in which case we can set how many walls a room has. We've just been clever and just gone. that it has 4 walls. But there we go. But yet again, we have somewhere to store the information, which is protected. But then we have a way of setting it and getting that information. Then extending from that, we have a bedroom, which is a type of room. Okay, so it has access to the information that's in here, and also in here because it extends it. But it also has its own particular information, i.e., how many beds it has. Okay, so that gets stored here, and it can be set here and got from there using the setters and getters. So in our index.php, we are calling the bedroom file, because inside the bedroom file we also get the room and the house file. So we need to call the one instantly saviour. We instantiate the class of bedroom, so this bedroom equals new bedroom, which then activates all the functions inside it and gives us access to them all. And here we are setting all information. So in the bedroom it has 2 beds, 4 walls, and it's in the house number 55. Then we go through and echo out the information that we have on this house to do how many beds it has and so on. So if I call up a web browser and do a refresh, fingers crossed, something has gone terribly wrong. You know what's probably gone wrong? I didn't install a class loader. Let's just try this. I'm just going to try this. It may not work, it may work, you never know. No. I've really messed up now. What I really need is a class loader. So let me just get one. SPL class loader. I really have messed up here. I'm very sorry. Oh dear, let's get one from GitHub. I want the SPL. Let's see if this is a suitable one for me to use. Yuck. That's not the one I want. Tell you what, I might actually have already the one I want. Just gotta find it. Yep, I have got the file that I want already. So if I just minimize that, I'm going to minimize some other bits and pieces while I just try and find a particular file I'm after. Where are you? There we go, that was there originally. In here, I'm just going to quickly paste this in. This class loader file. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head how to exactly use it. This is total fail right this second. I'm just trying to remember. Won't keep you much longer. Right. And then go into open that with that. No, wrong file again. I'll get there eventually, believe me. Right. You need to get a SplClassLoader. I'll give you a link to this one. It's available on GitHub. Okay. I just, yeah, had a moment of stupidity. I forgot all about them. So yeah. So I'm going to do a require. Require once of it's all falling apart now, this screencast, I tell you. SPL class loader PHP. And then I need to do a class loader new SplClassLoader. Right, hopefully now this will work. I don't normally do this bad, really. Let's just try it. I will say I'll find out the exact location of the repo for you. Here we go. It's worked. Right, make life easier. Get yourself this class loader. As I said, I'll give you a link to it. What this does is uses the namespace that you've selected and information put in there to then find the files and do all the requires and so on. It's needed for OP. I completely forgot about it. I'm a fool. But there we go. Now got it all set up. So here we go. Set all information up, and now it does actually display the information. So therefore it knows how many walls and so on and so forth that this house has. Sorry, I'm just fiddling with stuff in the background. Yeah, it knows how many walls, how many beds, and house number it has. So this is kind of the idea of an object. You know, the object, the overall umbrella object, really, of this thing was a. I'm going to just pull up my camera at the same time, if I can. video may have just briefly frozen. I apologise if it has. Hello. Let me just there we go. I'm probably looking all weird right now. There we go. Right. We have an overall arching thing, which is a house. That's the one object. It's your house. Inside that object, we have rooms, which are objects in themselves. So therefore, we have a class of a class of rooms, which is extended from house. Okay, it contains the information the house has because it's inside house, but it stands on its own. House doesn't need to know what room has. Get what I mean? So then we have room, which is a different object, but then we have a different type of object. We have a bedroom, which we've made as a separate class / object, which then extends from room and so on and so forth. We could now extend warp the room again into living room, bathroom, whatever. Like whatever information we want to. That is kind of the idea of in array of OOP. It's thinking of stuff in a way of being able to break things up, extend things, do whatever you want to do with things. Okay, so hopefully I've given you a little bit more understanding. It's been another one of those things are going wrong screencasts because things have been going wrong. I've had to pause it twice. I normally try and do one shot. There we go, what can I say? So, hello again. Yeah, so have a play. Try and think about what you can do. Okay, I've tried to use the house concept because you can extend things. Things try and make some sense. I've heard people using examples of out clothing, and it can get very confusing. It's very hard to explain to people sometimes, but we try our best. Okay, but there we go. Have a go, have a play. I will be back with a take 2, episode 2 / take 1, episode 3, where hopefully I can give you a bit more information that may help you a bit more. Okay, but until then, keep coding. I need some sleep, and I'll see you then. Bye.